Hello, this is Janie from Messages from Heaven by Janie on YouTube. I'm going to do, see, Clarence Thomas today and Neil Gorsuch. Um, my hat is by Timu. I bought a number of them and for a about $10, I think I bought um, at least 10 of them. I love costuming and I love dressing up and all those kinds of things, to wearing jewelry. And I don't like to spend too much money, and I try to get the best for, I hate to say it, for the least. Um, I have been, well, I've been robbed, and never was robbed in Philadelphia. Was robbed only down here in Delaware. Not that Delaware is a bed of terribleness, but when you get older, you have to have help, and that's where you can run into trouble. Um, so I can't say that. I wish my kids don't think that I'm careful enough. Okay, so this is for entertainment purposes only, and oh, I should tell you, I have been asked about what do I do otherwise, and what else have I done in life? Well, I have a blog. It's under Painter Jane on Flickr.com. Painter Jane, Jayne. And let's see, that's not a blog. That is a kind of an album of the work that I've done from about 2000 to now. I went to I had a scholarship to what I consider to be the best classical art school in the Philadelphia, well, in Philadelphia, the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts. Um, I really freaked out there because I didn't have the same background as a lot of the young people. I was 23 and had a daughter by that time who was going to school. I had gone to Fleischer. I had done a lot of things. I had been studying psychic stuff with Victor Totero, but mostly painting. I had been painting since I was 13. Um, I went to Tyler when I was 13. Yeah, and my uncle supported me by framing work because I didn't know how to frame it. I was a kid, and I just kept on painting, and not necessarily taking classes until I was about 18. You know, um, never liked what I had in school. Hated school anyway. Um, like I said, I won a scholarship, but you don't have to win a scholarship to go to school. I mean, I would have borrowed money to go. I was lucky. We paid for my graduate degree. I was kind of stuck in a field, therapeutic recreation, and you needed a degree in the field to continue. So I went and I got it. Um, my first year at the academy, I spent mostly at my psychotherapist's floor because I really was freaked out about being in a classroom full of other people. It didn't matter that they were older or younger. Most of them were younger, but there were always older people at the academy. Plus, there were um, docents or volunteers walking around, ladies dressed up, not with hats quite like this, but wearing hats, pearls, and dresses and high heels, walking around being as helpful as they possibly could. honestly, that was the academy. And you could walk up to the administrator anytime. That is really the best kind of college for someone like me, for sure, because I was very anxious about being in a room with a whole lot of people and didn't feel that my work was good enough. So there was a secretary who painted at her desk all day. You could walk right into the administrator's office. If you just wanted a little encouragement, you could talk to one of the docents or one of the teachers. The teacher that I didn't care for was another woman. And for sure, every Wednesday I was down on that rug, laying there, not necessarily talking to anybody, but just being there. Well, talking to the different people who I met. This was a guy, a therapist named Jerry Weiss, who had survived. He was the only man alive fighting the Second World War. Was the only man in his company in a German forest. He survived while no one else did. He already had a master's degree in what engineering, and he went on to get his PhD in Freudian psychology. It never quite worked with me or for me, but he held my hand while I went to school, which was very good. Okay, so again, it's for entertainment purposes, but I would like to encourage people to get therapy. I felt, oh boy, I was kind of hysterical. I was so freaked, um, scared, and paranoid. I can't think of the right word. Just so horribly upset. I had started classes at Temple University for college. I had picked a bad course, one that was a course where you talked about your feelings. Oh my God, that's not the right thing to do when you're socially anxious. So, my point about all this is if you are emotionally disturbed, and I don't mean crazy. I don't mean something that's I don't mean being driven to murder or any of that horrible stuff. I mean just emotionally off. Therapy is great. I mean, all you're really doing is talking to someone who listens and tries to get you to see what's behind what you're saying, or just listens. It's really important. So if you have no one but you have a clergy person, talk to that person. Talk to anybody who will listen. It really helps. It's very important. Um, I probably should stop it there. I'll talk just about Clarence Thomas then, because I feel like I'm supposed to. And I also love to do this. So, how is Clarence Thomas? Clarence Thomas has a small white dog. I think he's white. Um, I'm not sure if it's a male or female. He's playing with it. He really does like the dog. He didn't want to get a dog, but his wife wanted one. And he does love his wife. And she is so supportive of him. Yes, she's for Trump. They're both authoritarian. They don't feel like people are smart enough to have the vote. Um, they don't. They feel that um, people are going too far when they're liberal and they are letting people out of jail who should not be on the street. They would throw, I mean, the two of them, if they could, would throw anyone with criminal tendencies into jail before they had an opportunity to commit a crime. And that may be something that a lot of people agree with, but they don't. They really do like the way that Trump is. They don't believe in demonstrations. They don't believe that people should be able to demonstrate. Um, and they would, oh, they don't like abortion either. They don't like abortion. They don't like interracial marriages, even though theirs is an interracial marriage. They believe they would like to judge every interracial marriage as being up to their standards or not. They should have the choice of who gets to do that. Um, they feel that people are not smart enough to make those choices themselves. How does he feel about Alito? He agrees with Alito. He would not have hung the flag, and he knows that Alito hung it upside down. He feels as though he should have been able to take the trips that he was given, and it doesn't matter that you had the trips and then judged what that person was able to do. How does he feel about Alito? Well, he feels like Alito is in his same ballpark. They're fighting the same war. He doesn't trust Alito. It's funny, he doesn't trust Trump either. I mean, he feels like Trump is an idiot. That doesn't stop him from backing Trump. Feels like Trump is stupid. He feels like Trump's followers are absolute imbeciles. Imbeciles. He feels like they should be locked up and stuck maybe at Fort Dix or somewhere that's closed, some army base, because he knows that they're idiots for having voted for him. But yet, he does like the kind of government, the dictatorial government that Trump would form. He really, oy, 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 what a mess. Okay, so let me say again, this broadcast is for entertainment purposes only. Please contact a therapist or someone for you to talk to if you are emotionally upset. Don't just get high. I know you can now. And yes, it's good for arthritis. Yes, it's good for some ailments when you're older. And you can still be old and have emotional issues. Um, we moved into a house, a beautiful house in Delaware that we could afford, and we found that we had neighbors. I'm not talking about next door necessarily. Um, that we had problematic neighbors, so really problematic. And for me, nobody wanted to hear it, and I was really freaked out and scared because they were threatening me. Um, no one wanted to hear me go on and on and on about that. So if you have that kind of problem, talk to somebody. You don't have to be a kid, you don't have to be old, you don't have to be anything. There are people who will help, who will listen to you, and that's really important. So, okay, I've gone on long enough. Thank you so much for listening to me. Have a good night. And if you want to talk to me, contact me at Spirits by Janie on gmail.com. And if you're seeing this on one of my Facebook um, pages, one that belongs to Harry, really, that he can't get on, but I can, um, push the come over to YouTube at Messages from Heaven by Janie and push those buttons. Push the buttons. That's all you need to do. Just push the buttons. Thank you so much. Good night. Bye bye.